Hey, thank you for stopping in, giving me your time. I appreciate it. If you've just listened to the previous episode, which was episode 1 for the Kayla web series that I created for a Houston based rapper, the reason why I decided to read it was because I wanted this story to be out there. I created it for Kayla, but he passed away. Um, it was a shock to me. I had no idea. He just gone. So, I created it for him and his friends, but I had really only communicated with him. He and I used to have conversations about hip hop and discussions about other things. And, I felt Kayla was a genuine person, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to help him. Like, this is how I help people. I give them my art. I try to help them, and I try to build you up. I recognized a lot of things in Kayla, and I felt like he missed out on a lot of opportunities coming up, possibly because of, just being young when he started out in the game. So that, like I said, that is an example of the one of the starter kits that I can offer you. For me, it was more about marketing and promoting and just stuff to add to your brand overall. I'm going to read for you right now an example of a business plan. So not only did I give him like a web series idea, and I did not go into detail because I wanted him to use his people to write the script out and get everything together. I suspected that some of the people in his camp may or may not have had a problem with me, even though they didn't know me personally. But for whatever reason, I felt negative energy. So I decided to remove myself from that situation. But I was cool with Kayla. Like I said, he and I had conversations, and that was really the basis of our relationship. We just had conversations over the phone mostly. That was it. I tried to have a on-screen interview with him once, and the footage got lost, or I never received it. I'm not sure what happened there, but he was actually going to be on the first episode of WTFisRAP. And like I said, he passed away, and then I couldn't get the footage or the audio. So I decided to make that the official first episode for him, based off of the summary or the script that I had created for him. So if you were to go to my website at www.lollom, you can look at some of these services that I offer. I have been working for more than 20 years, and I have a background in construction, heavy equipment operating, customer service, sales, and marketing, and I'm also an artist. I'm also a mom. I'm a lot of things. And it doesn't matter what your craft is. There's nothing wrong with having multiple avenues or multiple skills, because really that's what's needed to make it. I mean, think about any artist that you follow or that you like. They're not just an artist, right? They have other things going on. They have clothing line, they have investments, they have other businesses you may or may not know about, but they don't depend solely on their music. And that's what I have always tried to preach to people and talk to people about. And now I'm putting it down on paper, and I'm going to just start doing it, because I've said these things to people, and people have tried to do it or try to run off with it. But that's funny to me, because you don't have to take anything I say from you and run off with it, because I'm sharing it with you, right? So, but I'm not giving you the details of my plans either, because you trying to take my idea and make it seem like you came up with it. I see me in a lot of things, right? But like I said, this is an example of a business plan that I figured would be custom for him, because he already know multiple individuals that had their own music going on, and it just would have been good for everybody all together, since they already had a relationship with each other, right? So the business plan for this web series was, I wanted them to use their music and base each episode around somebody's song in the group, so that way nobody felt like it was all on this one person, even though the show was for him, because like I said, I had a conversational relationship with him, so my rapport was with him and with no one else. So let's see. So I figure you can use various episodes to introduce the songs of the people in your group, such as yourself. Example 1. By the time you get to episode 3, you can introduce the soundtrack to the Revolution and Smackwater. In that episode, you could officially introduce the movement or the group Revolt disguised as the Black Panther Party. Example 2. You can open up the episode with the group of guys having a rap battle, Barbarian Bars, which was another artist that they were associated with. And then I also suggested that they can use other footage from that they've already recorded and insert it. Just depends on the quality and however they decided to film, right? Because in my head, I see all of this, right? I'm always thinking big, you know what I mean? Like I got them ideas for days. So I said, whoever you got to film and direct the web series, you should have them create a script. You can use the web series to make money to support the film or just for your pockets. Whoever you decide to put on the team for the web series should understand their main role. Everyone should have the same basic understanding and agree on the goals for this project. Yes, everyone must get along, or this will not last later when it grows. Like I said, anything that I start to create, if I see for you, I'm already seeing it growing, right? But I also see the possibilities that might cause its destruction at the same time, right? But it's irresponsible of me to not inform you of this, whether you believe what I'm telling you or not. You know what I mean? So that's how I roll. But anyways, let me continue. I said, it is up to you to decide the roles and agree on financial compensation for future purposes. Money is not the only way that people will benefit from this, but it will cause a division in your organization. Having some type of agreement set in place at the beginning is a great way to start. Funding ideas, but not limited to. 1. You can charge local rappers or artists to have their music on the show for promotional and marketing reasons. Have their songs included on the soundtrack or mixtape for the show. 2. You can start this project with 10 people and have everyone pay, for example, $100 a month that will go towards the show. Roles and responsibilities should be assigned if this is done. Number 3. You can have a weekly meeting about what is needed and see who can contribute the money, material, labor, and so forth. Number 4, schedule equal times and time equals money. So, don't be so careless with people's time because you think they don't have anything to go on. We have to respect each other. We have to respect each other's time, period. It don't matter if they don't have a job. We still need to respect each other in their time. All right. And the last thing I said, or you can just use what you have and charge nothing. So, whenever money is involved, it is a good idea to have an understanding, have meetings, and communicate with each other at the beginning. Therefore, everybody has a clear understanding so that if they have a change of heart or influenced by somebody outside the group, which will cause conflict within the group, then you can be like, yo, we're going to have to move away because we had an understanding. This is business, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, I suggested that they use the money to support the show, like paying cast and crew. You know what I mean? Because you need to pay the cast and crew. Also, like if he had engineering people, he could have like if he was using other artists and let them put their music on the show, he could have been like, yo, you got to go holler at my homeboy who got an engineer because we know the quality going to be what we need the quality to be. So therefore, he's marketing and promoting and, sending his people business. You know what I mean? Like just trying to, this was just my idea to keep stuff rolling. For the audio, I said you can give audio engineers, I already said it. For example, exclusive contracts to mix any artist that you include on the mixtape paid by the artist. They have to get their mixes professionally mixed or sound quality or for sound quality purposes. In return, the audio engineer could give you studio credit for the show for sending them clients. So my idea on that was you send him business and he give you credit for your production. That way you're not paying him because you're sending him business, and he shouldn't have a problem with that because let's face it, nowadays, especially since COVID had hit, the entertainment business is taking a hit, period. Like it's a lot of people out here acting like they got more than what they have, or trying to make it seem like they rolling, but they not. Because ain't nobody about to sit here and pay you this when I'm trying to pay bills and I'm trying to eat and I'm trying to stay warm. You feel me? Like, you got some people, but not a lot. And you either gonna sit out here and try to hustle people. And what happens when you try to hustle people? They know you're trying to hustle them. They're not gonna mess with you no more. Like, I'm not gonna mess with you. Like I said, I've been doing customer service and sales for more than 20 years. I have never had to lie to a customer to have them do business with me. I used to bump heads with my sales managers because I wouldn't lie to customers. Like, I was the middleman for the customer and for my sales manager. And they could not get me to turn on my customers. You know why? Because I understood one thing, whether they understood it or not. Your business depends on repeat business, right? Because you could try to sell to everybody in your neighborhood and in your community, but a lot of your business come back from repeat business. So if you sell to this customer and you make them feel like you stole from them, they're not coming back to you. Even if they come back to that business, they're not coming back to you because you are a liar and a thief, right? So I've had customers that I sold stuff to that were in another state. Like I sold cars at one point. I was on the sales floor for 1 month, and then I got promoted to a sales manager position. And when I worked the sales manager position, I had to deal with customers on the floor, and I dealt with the online customers, and I dealt with customers on the phone. And that was actually when I had got into filmmaking, because I had purchased a camera to take videos and pictures of the car that I was selling so that my customer would know everything that was wrong with it before they bought it from me, because a lot of them did not even come into the dealership. So I had built a rapport with them. Or I had customers that would drive an hour to 2 hours to come see me, to do business with me. Do you know how many car dealerships they passed just to come see me? They could have stopped at any of them that was closer to them, but they drove all the way to come see me because I didn't lie to them. I let them know what they was getting into. That's the type of salesperson that I am. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to try to force you to do anything. A lot of my business was repeat customers. So I had the top sales for as long as I worked at that dealership. I sold the most cars every month. And I had repeat business. I had people coming to look for me. It was so bad that I had my other co-workers would lie and say I didn't work there because they was trying to steal my customers from me. And my customers would later see me and be like, oh, they would snitch on them, you know? So, you know, I look young and they might think I don't know nothing. I don't talk to everybody because I'm choosy about who I'll keep close to me or who I allow to get close to me. People gonna think what they want to think. I don't really care. So, on a side note, before I end this podcast or in this portion of the podcast, I wanted to give you a little insight on the customer service and business. Regardless of what your business is, if you're an artist, you are your business. Like, you just have to look at yourself with a business mind frame. When you lose one customer, you are losing more than one customer. Now, I'm not sitting here saying put up with crap from people, because there are lines that are crossed. But one customer is not just one customer. One customer is that customer's business and any business that they can refer to you. So they might know somebody that come to you and they be like, yo, I did business with this person and he stole from me. Because that person knows this person on a personal level and they just know you on a business level, you could possibly lose their business and whatever other business they're going to tell their story. So you could lose more than just, like, one customer is not just one business. So, you know, what I hope for us is to do better business with each other, do better business with people, because you have so many people out here who do bad business, and by you doing good business, they gonna fall off. You feel me? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like, think of yourself as a customer. You will go the extra mile to a business that provides you with good customer service over one that's closer that gives you bad customer service, over one that's closer that is arrogant or that is snotty, or they don't value you as a customer because, you know, you might not be as popular as another customer. You know, in this business and any other business, nothing is guaranteed. So take your time, think about it, think about what you want. Research, talk, ask questions, try things out, be the artist that you are, be free. I appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to blessing your ears with my harmonious podcast.